happen somewhere. I gotta credit that to my buddy Vic from Tucson. Quick caveat, this is not a complete survey of the current GIS set of tools, just what I happen to be using right now, and your mileage may vary. So first thing with maps, everybody just uses Google or Yahoo or Bing Maps, right? Well, yeah, we've got Google Maps, and it actually has pretty decent coverage in some places. You use Bing Maps, and you get something a little different. But then you go here. Bring up the terms and conditions for Google Maps, and read through the clauses on restrictions on use and use of content in the products and the licensing from third parties and legal notices page. And you drill in there and you realize that, oh my goodness, we can't actually use this map in a commercial product. We can't ship it to somebody. We can kind of sort of do mashups where as long as it's in a Google frame and things like that, you can kind of sort of easily use Google Maps. But, so if that's not doable, what are some alternatives? What are some other ways that you can display your data on top of the map? What are some other ways that you can add a map to your application? One of them, an excellent project, OpenStreetMaps.org. It's an open source community effort for unencumbered maps, unencumbered map data, and an application. And why? Well, one reason, go see the last page. And for another, they have actually done some amazing work, volunteer work, using overhead aerial imagery and whatnot for things like Haiti. So, like 3 days after the Haiti, or within a day or so after the Haiti earthquake, they started a project, and within 3 days, they actually had volunteers come in, use aerial imagery, and were able to trace streets, and then have people on the ground that were able to get an internet connection go in and actually register some of these street names, flag certain areas, unknown search area zone, things like that. And this is actually continuing. This snapshot was from about 2 hours ago. And this map data is constantly refreshed every 2 hours. It gets updated by community members and things that are there. So compare that back to even the Google Maps of the same area. It's a much richer data set. It's annotated with all types of indicators, roads, what's navigable, what's walkable, what's bikeable. Some media coverage. If you just search for OpenStreetMaps Haiti, you'll find this wiki page, and describes all of the organizations that have used the maps and the data, and they provide all kinds of ways to export their data out. For instance, try to export your Google Map data out to Garmin GPSs that they can actually carry in the field. Well, these guys can do it. Other reasons. It's a source of unencumbered vector street map data for a lot of the world. It's customizable. It's an open source mapping project, and there's a whole community effort around it to add to and correct maps. Anybody can sign up, anybody can volunteer. Switching gears, let's look at tools. GeoServer. It's a great little open source project. Runs as a WAR file. It's pretty much all Java. There are some extensions that are native code, but you can import, it can output lots of data. Geoserver.org. All kinds of configuration and things that you can do inside the application. Why would you use GeoServer? Well, you might be building a commercial product or project that needs to display maps. You might want to include your own custom map data. For instance, if you've got an airport with high resolution airport mapping data, you can put that on there. Or if you need to go off the grid, or you're in a security restricted environment that can't connect to the internet and use open maps, then you can do that. Open layers. It's a JavaScript mapping component that behaves a lot like Google Maps, Bing Maps. It integrates all kinds of data sources. You can actually display Google Maps tiles with open layers. Go back and read the terms and conditions if you need to know if you can do that. You can use GeoServer, you can use ArcInfo and others. It's open source. There are GWT bindings. You have a JavaScript API for adding markers and vectors, etc. Demo, zoom in. OpenScales is the version that runs in Flex and Flash. And